All the world thinks it knows New Orleans, birthplace of jazz, high altar of Creole cuisine, last great way station on the Mississippi's roll to the Gulf. They come to party in the world's premier party town, and they keep coming back for more. Mardi Gras, Jazz Fest, and Super Bowls. But when the party's over, New Orleans is a complex city, a mixture of old world charm and new world challenges. And while New Orleanians want their 160-year-old newspaper to reflect the charm, they also count on it to probe the problems. They want the Times-Picayune to turn an unflinching eye on everything, from political corruption to race relations. Louisiana is no stranger to rogue politicians, but even Louisianians understand that rogues can take their toll. When Governor Edwards railroaded gambling legislation without a vote of the people, the Times-Picayune launched an 8-month investigation, including a computer-assisted search of more than 100,000 documents and interviews with more than 200 people.
These licenses worth hundreds of millions of dollars were for everything from small-time video poker to large-scale riverboats. Well, when the time came to award them, Edwards kept interfering, pulling strings for his cronies.
The paper's analysis showed that the overwhelming factors separating license winners from losers was who hired the governor's friends. The Gulf of Mexico provides a livelihood for thousands and puts food on some of Louisiana's most distinguished tables. But the Gulf and other fisheries around the globe are in deep trouble. The newspaper had begun with a project about the Gulf's fishing grounds, but soon realized that the story was global, that overfished and ill-managed fisheries were the norm, from the depressed fishing fleets of New England to the shrimp ponds of Thailand. The paper's team followed the story literally around the world, producing an 8-day series that also analyzed the most promising solutions for the world's fisheries. But the biggest assignment was to be found in the Times-Picayune's own backyard, writing about the immensely complex relations between black and white New Orleanians. The newspaper tackled it in the months following the bitter, racially divisive governor's race between Edwin Edwards and former Klan leader David Duke. A team of 24 worked on Together Apart, The Myth of Race. The series, which spanned 27 editions from May to November, was 2 years in the making. It is the most difficult story the newspaper has ever told.
Race is hard to write about because it's very much our own personal story as New Orleanians, as Americans, and it's also a story that we've been trained not to write about. But the paradox is that once you figure out a way to get it into the paper, you open a floodgate for readers to pour their hearts out, and that was something we were committed to doing.
That commitment helps explain why the newspaper confronted its own role in perpetuating racism in a 2-page illustrated story. Readers' reaction to the series was overwhelming. Some 6,500 readers called accepting the newspaper's invitation to comment on the series. The paper published more than 1,000 of those comments. They were voices of anger and despair, but they were also voices of courage and quiet hope. And they started a dialogue in the pages of the Times-Picayune. Listen.
You're talking about bigotry that goes on every day, and it's in the front.
I think what gets me is that there are 200 million white people in this country, and we're being shoved around by 12%.
See, a white person don't know what racism is. You have to live it to know what it is.
Yeah, I think it's incredible that you guys are coming out and being so bold on what the problems are in the community, and I really hope and pray that y'all keep it up.
Please continue to print your stories on race relations, because we really should have it there, whether we like it or not. It should help. It is helping. Please continue.